Welcome into Hot Shot Secret Live, episode number 144, take number 2. Had some technical issues. We were not over on Facebook to begin with. We were live on YouTube. It showed it, but who knows what technical glitches were going on there. So anyway, welcome in. Sorry for the delay in getting started, but we will fly through this episode and have a bunch of fun. My name's Josh. I got Chad with me.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Never Rust, one of our spray lubricants. And we'll also get into some of the other ones as well.
We got another question. Andy Schneck, the same guy who asked if we can make fun of Kyle, again, always, asked us, do you have any oil recommendations for a small engine, for a Say30 or just one of your additives?
So oil-wise, we really don't have a straight weight 30 if that's what's recommended for that application, but you could definitely use FR3 or Stiction Eliminator. I actually just got done running FR3 in my lawnmower. I need to do a little top off after the first couple because probably the rings are wore out. And so I added some FR3 into the engine, and it seems like it's helping with the oil blow by. Well, actually burn off, I should say. And that's what it should be. So it's actually helping to recondition those rings a little bit and also making a tighter seal between the ring and the cylinder wall because of the we're filling in the small asperities of the engine metal surfaces. So yeah, so definitely, Andy, just add some FR3 to that. Or if it's an engine that's a bit older and you think you might have some sludge buildup, Stiction Eliminator would work just as well. Either one. Let's talk about the feature of the day, our Never Rust. So, spray lubricants in general. Let's kind of talk about the general overview, and then we'll go down, we'll kind of gather it down in. So there's typically we think of three types of spray lubricants. So the first one is a rust preventative. Mm-hmm. So that'd be Never Rust. So it's something that helps displace the water and helps keep moisture from affecting the surface that it's treated. The next one is a spray grease type. So that's where we're looking at our Stay In Spray and also the RV slide lubricant as well. What that is made for is a place where you'd really want more of a heavier grease, but you want something easy to applicate. So chains, slides of equipment, there's tons of different applications, but what we really, that's Stay In Spray and the product of a spray grease is really to replace a grease in an application that can harder to apply grease directly to the surface. There is some limitations with the spray grease. It can't take as much load onto it, but most of the time it will work for what you need. And then the other one, or the final one, and we don't have a product currently for it, it's actually on R&D's list, and that is a penetrating oil. So everyone knows WD-40, but for penetrating oil, but it's actually a water displacement. WD comes from water displacement formula 40. But what we did was we sent it out for this test, and what they do is they actually look for, so the fog chamber set up to 100%, stimulate 100% humidity with a synthetic salt fog on 3 carbon pieces that have been sanded down and coated each with product. The panels are then monitored for corrosion and total time recorded for when each sample first shows any corrosion. There we go. That's the paperwork I'm looking for there. And it was pretty amazing how much of a difference there was in all these products. So you see there's a lot of good products out there, but ours actually goes 20 times longer than the top competitor. And actually the Stay In Spray grease was a number 2, and we weren't even using that for that effect. Like what we put it in there because let's see where it's at while we're developing this product. We want to have this data on hand, and it came back and it's number 2 to only our own product. So it's really does a really awesome job at preventing rust. So you'll see 2,700 hours is where we came out at. That equals like 4 months, but that's continuous moisture and salt on something. So it's gonna literally last for years.
Yeah, so that's getting blasted with that, salt and that, and, yeah, so lasts a lot longer.
We got another quick question in the chat from Ron Dale, Diehl. Sorry if I can't pronounce that. What fuel additive do you recommend for my 2013 Passat TDI diesel, and how much per fill-up?
Okay, well, the way to go is put EDT in it. So it's 1 ounce does 25 gallons. So if that's got a 30-gallon tank, you could put an ounce in, you could put 2 ounces in as well. So we actually have 2 doses, a performance dose and our standard dosage. So an ounce or 2 per tank is what you'll need. And what we're going to do with that, we're boosting the cetane. We got an injector cleaner maintainant amount in there. Lubricity as well, which is great for, it's an older car, just to make sure that we're keeping lubricity there so we're not wearing out the pump and other components as well. And water and moisture dispersant. So basically it's the whole kitchen sink of what you need for healthy diesel. And then with that, also back it up with Diesel Extreme as well. So Diesel Extreme, 16 ounces does 40 gallons. So, depending on your tank size, you might need 3/4 of a bottle or so. And you use that once every 6 months in place of EDT. I think I just answered Mark's question as well. How often do you use the Extreme? It's every 6,000 miles for Diesel Extreme.
Yeah.
So it's just a good overall deep clean of your injectors. It's kind of like going to the dentist. You go twice a year to make sure, following up what you're doing at home, making sure everything's in tip-top shape. And
Yeah.
Diesel Extreme is basically just a really high dosage of the injector cleaner compared to EDT.